Hello, I am Windrunner Cosplay, and for Colossalcon East 2022 Craftsman competition, I would like to present to you my edition of Asuna Yuuki from Sword Art Online. This is her Knights of the Blood Oath outfit. First, I will start by talking about the wig, which I did style the braids and the flippy ponytail in the back, as well as the bangs, both long and short, in the front. To help hold things in place, I do use Got to Be Glued hairspray. Next, I would like to talk about the sewing details. Many of the patterns I used were either created by myself or modified from very basic patterns. A lot of this costume was freehand pattern though. The fabric I chose to use for the majority of this project, including the jacket and the skirt, are a cotton broadcloth and cotton suiting fabric. All of the trims are created from that cotton broadcloth or from a slightly stretchy spandex material. To add the flowy cape-like detailing on the back of the top, I did use a sheer organza material as I did want it to look flowy and cape-like. The arm sleeves and stockings are made of a 4-way stretch swim material to give it some body and strength, and are using the same broadcloth to add trim and decoration. To finish out the stockings, I had to find a way to beat anime physics, so I chose to make them into tights using power mesh to give it more of a hidden quality, yet still have that stability that the stockings and particular cut would require. The last bit of fabric that I have included in this costume is to help make some boot covers for the boots, as I did not want to have to create shoes completely from scratch. I found white boots that worked and just created the covers using my own pattern and marine vinyl, and then painting the detailed design on it. Most of the sewing across the entire project did just simply require a basic straight stitch. There is a lot of top stitching as well, just to kind of hold and lock things in place. All seams of all of my pieces are locked with my serger to help prevent any fraying or damage to the seams themselves. The top does have some extra detailing around the edges and on the trim to help give the trim a little bit more body. I did use an embroidery stitch on my machine, in which I followed that all myself and added that extra detail to the top, again for stability purposes. All of the details on the top, including the little crosses, the X's at the collar, and the little fleurs on the front panel, are all attached using a satin stitch. And then all of the trim along the top is followed with a stitch along the side just to add that little bit of extra detail. The detail on the armband, the little box and cross, is cut from a thermoplastic and painted and then glued onto the edge of the armband. The armbands are attached to the costume using a snap that I hand sewed on. Additionally, there are a couple other of these snaps to aid the zipper as well in the front panel. Finally, the last bit of detailing on the socks is freehand cut from Cricut vinyl and ironed on. This will be the same as the detailing in the mask, which I will wear for judging. Next is the foam chest piece. This is made as one whole piece, so that way it slips on easily and sits nicely in place. It is cut from EVA sheets of foam and glued together with contact cement. The base for painting is Plasti Dip, and then acrylic paints over the top and sprayed to seal it. Finally, the sword is 3D printed with a PLA plastic and glued together with a 2-part epoxy. The silver hilt is done with paint and a silver paint pen to make it look hammered, as well as then I have mixed a green paint together for the hilt and handle. The details on the side of the hilt are cast in acrylic resin using silicone molds and colored with a blue powder dye. Once again, I am Windrunner Cosplay, competing in the Journeyman Craftsman competition, and I want to take this time to thank you very much for watching my video and let you know that I look forward to seeing you at the con.